Well, actually, my part we did here in Toronto. Yeah, the main challenge for me was the airplane ride. It was a pretty crazy one. We did it in an airplane hangar with the airplane, hoisted about 200 or 300 feet in the air in the hangar, and they just shook the hell out of us. And my co-pilot in the shot was my dog. And Hani, my director, who you're going to be talking to in a second, had a wonderful plan of how he wanted to do it. He wanted to do it in one take. So we did about 25 takes on it. It took us all day, but we got it. They were great, and I told them, I said, listen, you guys are young people and you probably think you're tough, but you better pad up like the old man here. And they did. And we all survived it. It was okay. Well, I think, I haven't seen the film yet, so I'm going to be one of those people in the audience riding today. And, I think it's a human story about survival. And you've got two people, total strangers, that need each other in the end to get where they need to go. And, I think it's going to be a fascinating ride.
I mean, Vancouver is an ideal place to do a movie because, first of all, you have a great crew. And this is important to movie making. But second, you have an environment. You have studios, but you have also mountains, you have valleys, you have snow, you have water. Oh, it's an ideal. I'm coming back to Vancouver, I'm sure. The more you plan, the more you know nothing gonna happen from your plan, because nature and weather is changing every second. So we had to have 6 every day, 6 call sheets to work with. So if it's windy, we do this. If it's cloudy, we do this. If it's sunny, we do this. So whatever you plan in advance, still nature can beat you. So you have to be prepared of adjusting yourself to the nature. I want to ask you something. If you see Idris Elba and Kate Winslet on the poster, you want to see the movie or not? I want to see the movie, that's it. Like, I saw them during the BAFTA presenting a prize, I think the best British movie or something like that, and immediately felt like, oh my God, these two actors, I never saw them before in one movie, and they are, wow, I want them together. I told them in advance I want to do this, and they were so brave to accept and to agree. And more than that, I told them, like, let's prepare ourselves. Let's go before shooting and just stay there for one day. They said, no, we want to go, the first day of shoot, we want to go there with you and to react genuinely to the situation of our characters. So they prepare themselves physically, like to be fit, but nobody can prepare himself. Like when your airplane crash, you're going to prepare yourself in advance how to behave in snow.
Yeah, no, beauty everywhere in Vancouver. No, I had a great time in Vancouver. I love it. The air was really good. Invermere was incredible. I mean, it's just like beautiful. They got all the hot springs around there, so you can jump in and get warm. And the people were great in Canada. The crews are incredible. So, I mean, I've got nothing but love. I've shot so many films here. I love coming back here. No, it was tough work. Kate was, she likes the outdoors. She doesn't mind the cold, and I had to get used to that. She's a real professional, you know what I mean? Like, turned up on time, worked hard all day, went home, came back and did it again. I really appreciate working with her. She's great. I think the audience go through, exhilaration, fear, hope. I think they hope that the characters, get along. And ultimately, at the end, I think, hopefully everyone wants to hug each other, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a kind of feel-good movie, I hope.
I never thought it would actually ever come to fruition, and you just do your best and write it, and I thought Canada would be fantastic for it, but you're always it's got lucky. You got lucky. This is based upon a book that was submitted to me. It was a Christian fiction book by an author named Charles Martin, and he had written the book. He's a Jacksonville resident, and Peter Chernan's company at Fox got a hold of the book, and they brought me aboard to change the book into a screenplay, and it turned out very well. We got a great cast, and somehow figured out how to make it work. No, that's the worst thing in the world, because if you have someone in mind and then they don't come in the film, then you get all screwed up. So I just try to have anonymous people. It was a little bit surreal, and I was very happy. I didn't think it would come as well together as it did, and I think the actors, you're very fortunate to be blessed to have this actress in your film. I mean, how could you go wrong?
I love Vancouver. I was so happy to be there and so sad to leave. I mean, really, truly, I pine for it. I pine for Honey's Donuts in Deep Cove. Pine for Honey's Donuts in Deep Cove. We had an amazing time. Canadians are incredible people. The warmth, the sense of humour, you know, just the fun-like nature that everyone has. And the nature, it's incredible, wild, wonderful nature. And we left thinking, why are we honestly leaving? I mean, it is so amazing. And trying to work out how we could possibly live here at some stage. But yeah, thank you, Kate. Love it, love Canada, love Canadians, love Trudeau.
Most of the shots we did in Vancouver were on stage, and then we went out to the mountains, the Purcell Mountains in British Columbia, to shoot all of the exterior of the film, which was amazing. It was absolutely beautiful, and it was tough and hard to get there, but it was worth it because we got to these spectacular locations that made it work for the movie and put the people into the journey of the characters. I think that, one of them was we just knew that there were these beautiful locations here, and there was a tax initiative, and a few of us had shot here before, and there's great crews in Canada, like great people, and so I was really happy to come here. The hardest thing for me was to work out the logistics of how we'd move the camera on at the top of the mountain at 11,000 feet, and how we were going to do dolly moves, and we ended up making these sled dollies and had the camera on a really long Technocrane, and we built a crane on top of the mountain. It took 3 days with a helicopter shipping up bit by bit, and so and I'm really proud because Honey wanted the film to be spectacular and epic, and the camera moves to always be elegant and fluid, and it was a challenge, but we got it done. And we couldn't turn our cameras off because they'd freeze, so they had to be on 24 hours a day, and all our lenses had to have the lubrication changed over so they wouldn't freeze.